What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Level Up. Today we're in a different place. We're trying something new. We're out here at the soccer complex with our good friend Josue. So you're a soccer champion. How does that feel?
Yes, man. That's like a great experience. We won it last year too, and we really won it this year. If we won it this year, it was going to be a three-peat. It was like back to back to back, just like the shirt said, man.
Nice.
We were the first team in Russellville who make it, and it was hard at the beginning. We had to go play Oklahoma teams. It was a really good experience. It was hard. We get there to the tournament late. We play the Station from Oklahoma. It was like a really, really hard game. We ended up winning. We were winning 1-0. It was a free kick from Eric Garcia. It was like a nice Rivella shot. The goalkeeper couldn't do anything about it. He was big.
Okay.
But we ended up winning 1-0. That's when everything started.
Okay.
We started filling in. It was like really good. It was a great experience.
So how did you prepare for the tournaments?
We have an off season. Many schools don't, but we lucky do, because we practice during off season. Off season is hard. It's like the hardest part of soccer for us.
Yeah.
We have to work hard. We work every day. We run almost like every day. We run 2 or 3 times a week. We run Cooper, hills, workouts, benching, doing a lot of weight room.
Okay.
And it's hard. That's like the hardest part of off season.
So would you say that it takes a lot of preparation before you even show up to the game, right? Because you can't just show up and expect good results. You have to put in the work before.
Yeah, have you put in the work behind, like where nobody see it, that's when it matters.
Okay.
Like you can just show up to the field and say, "Oh man, I'm ready to play." Every team can give you a good game his fair half, but what about the second half where everything matters? Like we can tie 0-0 in the first half, but when the second half, that's when all the hard work, all the work that nobody sees come out, and that's when like we show up, you know.
Okay. Would you like to say, hey, just a little shout out to some of your teammates, coaches?
Yeah, like Coach Fuller. He's a great coach. He's a hard work ethic.
Yeah.
Sometimes he get mad whenever we do wrong stuff, but yeah, he had a point to say it. Like he pointed out, and we work to get better at it, and that's why we're here. And like everybody do it, every like teammate do his part.
Yeah.
And
is there a memorable part that you had this season with yourself, your teammates, or you were in a tough spot where you're like, man, like how are we gonna get out of this one, and you guys overcame it?
Yeah, I think the tough part, it was Bentonville. We were like in a showcase there. It was like 3 games. We played one the day before. We lost 1-0. It was raining. We make a lot of opportunities. They score a last minute goal, and we lost the game. Then the next day, we were coming back home. We were destroyed, man. It was hard for us. We lost 2 games in a row. We had never experienced that, so it's like, man, we gotta win tomorrow. Like we have to win tomorrow. We were talking in the group chat. I was telling, man, we gotta work hard. We got to really want it. If we want to win the state, we gotta work harder, man. And Coach Fuller trusts me, and he put me to start the game. The first half, it was really hard. Like I have a really hard time. I had a really nice save. It was like a 1v1 against one of them. He got a really nice shot. I was like, I don't even know how I saved it. I just saw him coming. He take the shot, and I was like, what am I? I don't even remember what I do. I just see the film. Everybody get up, and I was like, oh, they're gonna score. And then like one hand, I dove and I saved it. And it was a corner kick. Then we come out. Then first half it was still 0-0.
Yeah.
So
what's going through your mind when the player's coming and he wants to score that goal? What's going through your mind?
Man, it's a hard experience, man. At that moment, everything you do is just basically just instinct.
Okay.
Yeah, you're going for it. You know where's the goal at, but you gotta know what he's gonna do. You gotta wait for him. You cannot just come out and that's it. You gotta come out, wait what he's gonna do, and at the moment that he do it, that's when you do it.
Yeah.
If you're gonna take the shot, you gotta cover every angle if you can. You gotta get the big as you can.
And what's the feeling when you block that ball coming in?
At that moment, did I save it? What will happen? Like, the ball's still going. If the ball's still going in, like, where did it go? And if it go out, I was like, take a breath. But like our coach Goodman said, like, don't celebrate. You make a nice save, don't celebrate. Just make it look easy. Just say like, okay, this is easy for me. Just get up and keep working.
Yeah. You mentioned that you guys have a group chat, and you guys were destroyed that game that you guys lost.
Yeah.
And how important is unity and communication in a team? Because I think that goes a long way when you guys actually share, like, hey, you know what? We got destroyed, but let's come back and do better. Like, how important is that in a team?
That's really important. Communication, being close to your teammates is a main part of the team, because you can have a good results in the field. You can have like a good team connection if you don't talk to them out of the field. In the field, like, it's hard to play whenever you don't know your teammates, you don't talk to them, you just know them in practice and stuff like that. It's not gonna be easy at all.
So you're saying in order to get good results, it has to be beyond the training center or the, como dicen, la cancha. And
it have to be more out of the field, you know.
Yeah.
Like, in the field, we're one person. Like, everyone work for each other. But outside the field, everyone has problems. Everyone got something going on, but we're there to support each other, you know.
Yeah.
So like, hey man, somebody can come to us and they're like, hey man, I'm not feeling good today, and then like, yeah man, we can support you, no worry about it. Or like, hey man, I'm hurt today. Like, yeah man, you can rest. We can step up for you, or stuff like that. Communication goes. It's like the main part of it. Having connection with your teammates.
Yeah. Well, that's great. Well, but besides being part of a champion team, I think your story is very interesting. And the first time I met you, you were waiting.
I was a waiter, yeah.
You're a waiter at the restaurant.
Yeah.
And when I saw you, I was like, oh, look at this young guy. You know, he's probably hustling and everything. You know, so that's the first time I saw you.
Yeah.
The
it was
second
my first time I saw you too.
Yeah. And then I was like, when I saw him, like, man, this guy, I think he might have a story. And so I let it be. And then the second time I saw you was doing some construction.
Yeah, I was working
and I'm like,
with
man, this
one of my
guy's
friends
at a restaurant. He's doing construction. But then I saw you a third time. And I saw you at the high school, because me and my wife will do some translation at times. And that's when I was like, wait a minute, this guy is a student. He's a young kid. And so I thought it was very interesting, because I saw you at different places. And that's when it intrigued me. Like, I want to know more about Josue. So tell me a little bit about your backstory. Where are you from? Tell me about the journey.
Okay.
And you know, your family's from Honduras.
Yes.
Right? So tell me a little bit about that. How is it growing up over there? Your life story,
man,
starting from there, and then we'll
transition. Hard, man. Like, I had a really long story. Many people may feel identification with it, may feel what I feel, go through. And it's nothing easy, man. It's like growing up over there is like way different than growing up here. I experienced that. My mom was like a single mom since I was 4, so I had to grow up basically by myself with my aunt. She was 16. I was 4 when she was 16.
Wow.
So we basically grow up each other. And over there at school, you got 2 sessions. We got one in the morning from 8 to 12, and then from 12 to 5.
You mean school?
Yeah, at school.
2 sessions, okay.
2 sessions. And I used to go I always went to the 12 to 5. Sometimes I work in the morning, or sometimes I just woke up, eat something, and go to school. But me and my mom, we were like met each other whenever she was off, because by the time I get up, she was gone already, and by the time she gets back, I was basically sleeping.
Wow.
Because she was like working almost like from 6 to 9 or 6 to 10.
6 a.m. to 10 p.m.
Yes, every day.
So not the normal 8-hour day here in the U.S.
Not the normal.
You're talking about. You said 6 to 10, so
like
6 to 6 is 12 hours.
Basically,
6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 hours a day.
Yes.
Working to provide for you and your.
Yes.
You have a brother? Well, at the time
no,
you didn't have.
At the time I didn't have a
so
brother. I had
you.
like an aunt that my mom take home to help her
Okay.
study and pay for her studies and everything.
So your mom's working 16-hour days. You see her whenever she's free.
Whenever she was
because
free,
you guys
yeah.
have different schedules. School, she's working all day.
Yeah, she was working all day. My dad was basically never there.
Yeah.
But man, you learn to like go through life since you were young over there, because like people, like parents, they don't take us to school like like they do it in here.
Yeah.
So they take us to kindergarten and pre-K and all that. But first grade and up, we usually go by ourselves to school.
The first grade, you're like, you know what to do. Get ready.
Yeah.
Get some breakfast because I'm at work. Walk yourself to school.
Yes, and you gotta go to school. You know, you can like go the easy way and just like, okay, I'm not gonna show up to school. I'm gonna go do something else. And it's like the easiest way that many people take, but there's some people that don't want to do that. And street over there is like always dangerous. There's always something going on.
Yeah.
That you can do stuff and get money from it, or you can either go work hard and get some money doing the good stuff, helping each other, working, selling fruits, or doing whatever.
So you decided to do, because in a moment we'll talk about it, but I know you asked, last time we were talking, you asked me that you made a decision that you wanted to live a better life.
Yeah.
Which is the journey coming down to the U.S. But before we get to that, you could have chosen to get into crime.
Yeah.
Easy money.
Yeah, I couldn't go to the easy way. They offered me a lot of times to go the easy way. They tried to recruit me. They followed me many times. 3 times.
Yeah.
I faced like death face to face once. Whenever there, I was 6 or 7. I don't really remember.
6 or 7.
Yeah, I was in the apartment over there. We used to live in an apartment, not even big. Like apartments are big in here. They have. It was just one room, one whole big square room. We had the kitchen. We'd have a eating table.
So what we would call here a studio apartment.
Yeah, basically a studio apartment. It was like the room, we share rooms in the outside. Yeah. So, but yeah, it was like I was 6 or 7, and there was like a group of people came in to the apartment, and they stole everything from like almost everyone who was there.
Wow.
And there was like one of them was carrying a gun. I remember it was like a huge, not fat, but like a pretty big guy. And they were looking at us. We got a TV. They take our gas tank, our money. My mom has some money safe over there in case of an emergency.
Yeah.
And they came in. They take everything, man, everything. And they was like, stop looking at us, stop looking at us. I was like facing straight at him. I was like not scared. I was a young guy who grew up in the street.
Yeah.
So I was like, man, I'm gonna look at you. Like I'm not gonna remember you. Yeah. And then he was like, stop facing me. And then he take his gun out, and then he hit me with his gun and hit my head.
Wow.
And I was like, for some reason it didn't knock me out. I think it was adrenaline and stuff like that. So it was like I was really hyped up, and it was like he hit me, and I was like, it did hurt me though. I did cry.
Yeah.
And then I just went to the floor whenever he did that, and then they left. And as soon as they left, I came out and go behind them, seeing where they going.
Yeah.
And I was like, I recognized the car, and I was like, man, I'm gonna find you. I'm gonna find you no matter what. I'm gonna look for you. And then you start growing up in the streets, people trying to recruit you after that. They did recognize me too. They were trying to get me. They followed me like 3 times on my way to school. I remember the time I was like walking to school. It was like 4th grade, I think it was. I was walking back to school. I don't know if you ever heard of like a moto taxis. It's like a motorcycle. Yeah, it's like a motorcycle. It's like a motorcycle taxi, you know.
Yeah.
So there was like 3 guys there. And that motorcycle, it was like, hey, they were telling me, hey, come here, man, come here. I was like, no, what do you want? I was like, hey, just come here, man. I was like, no, I'm not going there. I was like, and then they start yelling at me, like, I'm telling you to come here. I was like, I'm not going. I was like, you know, like, then I start running, they turn it on, and like, they start following me. So I jumped to like it was like a tunnel where water runs.
Yeah.
So I jumped into there, and like, they were not going to get there because it was like, they're not able to get there with the motorcycle.
Yeah.
So I get there, I run. And that took me like straight to school. So I get up whenever I was there, and then I just went in. There was like a guardian there at the like school door waiting for us. And then he's like, hey, what happened? I was like, oh, there's a group of people following me. And he closed the door, and then he was just looking. He was just looking like a little window that they have there. Wow. So and then I went to school, and then after they were waiting for me, and there was like some parents picking it up their kids. So I was looking at them. I see them, and then whenever was like the crowd there, so that's when I get in, come out, and then I walk to the mountains over there. So because you can walk there because there's a lot of houses there. So I will start running to the mountains, and then I just go back down home.
Wow.
Like, it's a lot. It's a hard life over there.
So they were trying to recruit you, trying to just, hey, let me talk to you, and you're just trying to avoid them.
Yeah.
And this is, it seems like it was like a whole day ordeal.
Yeah,
Morning, and you're at school trying to study, but you're like, they're gonna be waiting.
Yeah, just like I always had that mindset that like, hey, I gotta be prepared for what's going on outside.
Yeah.
At school, you're gonna have fun at school. At school, you're gonna have fun. Maybe you're like safe at school over there.
Yeah.
But after, whenever you're out, you know, everything can happen.
But you chose a good path, because you said you started working since you were 7. You said 7 or 8?
Yeah, I started working since I was 7.
And what did you do?
I started selling fruit with one of my friends. His dad used to sell fruits too. I started selling bananas in a bag, bananas, apples. So we went all the way around. Over there we call it Colony. Here it will be like basically Russellville or Darnell. So we went like all the way around walking, because you can walk over there.
Yeah.
So we're walking, selling fruits, bananas, apples, and by the end of the day, we got some money. They pay me like 50 lempiras is like
15 lempiras.
50 lempiras is like $2 here.
$2. And so how many hours was that?
Like a full day.
A full day, 8 hours.
Yeah.
Wow, $2 for an 8-hour day walking around.
But over there, it's like that's a lot of money for us.
Yeah.
And for a kid like me, like, oh, I can buy some stuff with this. I don't have to
I got $2, man. Let's go.
Yeah.
Wow. So you're doing that for how long? And then when do you guys decide to your journey out here?
I did that I sell fruits. I used to do like, you know, some people used to call me, hey, can you go buy this for me? And they give me some money for doing that, doing favors and all that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I used to do it like all the time. Like all the time. I work in, what is it called? Like in a factory where make cement blocks and all that. So I used to help I called her aunt. She's not, but I grew up with them when I was little.
Put your mic more. There you go.
So yeah, I grew up with them when I was little. But yeah. So yeah, my mom used to sell tortillas whenever she lost her job. So we moved houses. We live, my 3 aunts, her sons, my aunt's husband, me, and they make like a business, like a own business. They start selling tortillas over there. It's like something normal to do. It's like the most basic thing to do. Live some money to live from there. So yeah, I used to go get some woods, because over there you have to walk over there, get the woods, and then bring it back so they can start working in it, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, I used to do a lot of that stuff for anybody who asks me to do a favor. I go and do it, and they pay me. They give me some money for it.
Okay. So you pretty much been kind of like a hustler, like let's get this money,
taking
let's work.
Taking opportunity
to make some money. So, and then when did the journey of you guys coming out here to the U.S.?
Okay, we start, like, one of my aunts make a big mistake. She started dating a guy who knows me. And
sorry, right there.
Dating a guy who...
In front of your mouth.
Okay, dating a guy who knows me, and he was trying to recruit, one who was trying to recruit me.
Yeah.
So we were like, I know him. So I was trying almost all the time to avoid him, avoid them. But there was one time that he get mad. He was kind of drunk, and I get home and he started yelling stuff and all that, and we kick him out of the house. And then the next day he come back with a group of friends looking for me, saying that he was trying to recruit me and all that. If I was there, he bring like a machete and all that. And my mom was like, "You're not coming in here." It was my mom. It was my uncle there by that time, but there still was like a group of big people there. It was like 5 for like what?
Yeah. So they were not gonna let you guys be.
Yeah, so I jumped the wall behind the house, and I ran and like hide until they left. I get back home like 1 a.m.
Yeah. Until
they were gone, and by the next day, my mom was like, "No, we're gonna leave here." So we left. Like, we don't tell nobody. It was just like one thing, like there was no option like, hey, we can stay here or you can just move out. Like, no, we're gonna leave because you're not safe here, so we're gonna leave.
Wow.
We came here the first time. We tried to come here twice. So the first time they caught us on Mexico. I think it was Veracruz.
Yeah. So
it was like we were coming with like a coyote, but he left and took our money. So I was eating there. We were in an apartment, like a hotel that we were renting. They allowed us to stay there for like a month.
Yeah.
So it was like about time to, like about ending time for we have to go.
Yeah.
So we asked friends for some money, so we got tickets so we can get a bus. So we ride a bus, and whenever we were Veracruz, then immigration came in, and they were like asking for papers and all that. Yeah. We were like, we were like making like we were asleep. We're not hearing anything. So, but yeah, then they start moving each other, and they asked for papers. Like, no, we don't have anything. It was like, and they took us down. So we got deported to Honduras again.
Yeah.
Whenever we got deported, it was like a civilian war. Yeah. Against the president. It was like really, really, really bad. You cannot even drive. They cut trees, throw it in the street, and they turn it in fire with tires and all that. Yeah. They not allow like military stuff and all that to go through. So we wait like a month. I think that was whenever we get back. It was like December, so we stay December there, and then by January, we left again. We come back. That time we make some papers and we like fix papers in Mexico. So we stayed there for like a year. Yeah. I wasn't able to study because you have to in Mexico you have to have papers to be able to study, not like here. Yeah. So we stayed there. I worked there. I used to sell fish there with.
Wow. So you still did so your journey. You still did a year in Mexico, and you still have to work. You can't study. You're fleeing your country because your life is in danger. You go back, and now there's a war.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, I'm telling you, it's like a long story. So, but I work to be able to help my mom. By that time, my mom was pregnant for my little brother already, so she was not able to work at all.
Wow.
So we worked there. Something that I love from Mexico was the tortas that they make in the streets. So they're really, really, really good. Yeah. So I used to go get them sometime whenever I got money left, and then we stayed there for like a year. Then after a year, we saved some money, and then we took like a bus to Mexico to Matamoros. Yeah. We came in through Matamoros. We walked to and Mama was like, "How are we gonna do it?" And then she called a friend and was like, the best way to do it, if you don't have a coyote, just walk through just walk to the bridge. Yeah. So we walked to the bridge, and then there's like immigration and right in the middle of the bridge. So they were asking for passport stuff like that. And then whenever we get in line and everything, and then when we get there, they were like, "Hey, where's your passport at?" And then my mom told me like, "No, we don't have paper. We were coming here because we were in danger in Honduras." So they bring us in, they sit us in there, and they was like, "Okay, we can help you, but we're gonna like separate us." So they're gonna take me to one place, my mom to another place, and they was like, "Mom, no, you're not gonna do that." So my mom started crying, and she was like pregnant. She was bad pregnant. So they was like, and they would say, "Okay, so you're gonna stay here, so calm down. We're gonna let you stay here for we stayed there for like 2 days in a room and like in the bridge. They put us in a room. We got this like aluminum blanket, I don't know if you ever see it.
Yeah, I seen them.
Okay, so
is it warm?
Yeah, it's warm. It's like pretty warm, but you can't move because if you're moving, it's gonna make noise and it's gonna get cold because over there they have like air all the way like down. It's really cold. It's freezing cold. Yeah. So, but then we stay there. Then we moved to Las Perreras that we call them in McAllen. Yeah. So we stay there for like a week until we get out. And we get out, a friend. And they are racist in there. People are racist in there. And they're not even white. They're like Hispanic people, immigration Hispanic people. We're being racist to us. Wow. And I just look at them like, oh, well, okay. Yeah. And then we get out of there. And we take a bus. We stay in Texas for 6 months before coming here to Russellville. Wow. So we stay in Texas. It was Harlingen, Texas. Whenever we first get out, it was like my mom's friend, he was never there, so it was like he was working all the time. Yeah. And he took us to like a house trailer, Yeah. But that trailer was like so bad. He was like it was no light, no water, nothing of that. So we have to clean it up to be able to sleep there. There were rats there, cigarette stuff, a lot of like nasty stuff in there. So we cleaned it up our best. But we still wasn't able to sleep. It was so hot, so we have to sleep outside. Or sometimes my mom's friend came and we sleep in his car. So I start working there in cars. Whenever we have like, it was like a car transportation stuff. They're making lists so they can transport car and stuff like that. So I started working with them.
Wow. Well, how old were you?
I was 13.
13. And are you working, just working, or are you going to school at the same time?
School wasn't started. It was like around June, July.
Okay, so like around the summer.
Yeah, so school didn't start until like August something. I think it was August 15, something around that over there.
Wow, so you guys went through all of that. Now you're in Texas. And then when do you guys start thinking about coming out to the Russellville area?
Oh, we came here when it was 2018 December 21st. So morning of January 2019.
Wow.
So we got here 1st of January 2019.
Wow.
That's
so. How was it getting here? And how is it hard for you to kind of get in the routine of school and like after everything you've been through?
Yeah, it was kind of hard because I used to be in the routine of going to school in the afternoon, so it was like kind of hard. I had to learn English by myself. I take English like in a year. I wasn't the best doing it, but I was like working hard because like, hey, I have to do it. I have to learn it. I'm the only one who's like able to learn it besides me, my mom, and my little brother. So
yeah,
I have to learn it. I was working so hard for it, and still, there's people who are racist in some places.
Yeah,
they look at you like, okay, like they making you that weird face, and you know what they meant by that. But it was like, okay, I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna keep working. I have to do it. There's no other option to me.
Yeah, and what do you say to those people that might see you different or like what can you? I mean, I'm the ones that I don't have to prove anything to anybody as long as I'm happy and I'm doing what I'm doing. But what do you have to say? I mean, to some people out there that are just like giving you that grin, that look. I mean,
like everyone goes through a different stuff. They have their own life story, and I don't think it's like fair to them just because they born here and they like from here look at you like you're different than them. We're humans, man, and everybody have their own stuff. Everybody's dealing their own fight in their like behind scenes, and like sometimes just giving a smile like that can make his day. What about that?
Oh, that's great, man. Well, you have an incredible story. I'm sure we can be here for longer and everything, but what's something that you would say to someone perhaps your age looking at this, a message to them?
A big message to them was like, hey, never take the easy way. If you gotta work hard for it, but like there's always a light at the end of the tunnel that you can like get big opportunities from it. Like I'm here, like, I work hard for it, and I'm still working hard for it. And there's like a future, man. And dreams can become real if you work for them. So never stop dreaming.
Awesome, man. Is there anything else you want to add?
I think that would be all, man. So like, besides that, if you learn something from that, let me know. If you got more questions about me or you want to know something about my life, and if this inspires you, so you can holler at me or you can holler at him and he can text me, and we can get it like a one-on-one, and we can talk about each other. If you got something going on hard, or if you feel like I'm like your story, don't be afraid to like get someone and talk about it, because it's hard. I have gone through, and it's not like fun to deal alone with it. So
all right, well, thank you for joining us today.
You're welcome, man.
I think you're gonna go really far in life. You have a lot of things. I see it. You're disciplined. So thanks for coming out today, and thank you guys for watching today. Level Up. See you guys next time.
Hey everybody, thank you for listening to this episode of Level Up and Leva. Josue, you're doing a great job. You got a great story, man. Very honored to have you here on our show. And for anyone listening, if you know someone that should be interviewed, let us know down below. There's an application link. It's absolutely free. You can also visit rvtownsquare.com to see all of our videos with local people and also discover a lot of local businesses. Thanks, y'all. Appreciate it.